This week we're going to preview the monthly supply-demand report from the USDA, which will come out on Friday. We're also going to take a look at corn planting progress across the U.S. and the short-term weather trends. And we're going to wrap things up with an ongoing dry trend in Brazil. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the corn market. We've moved into the month of May here, and of course that means it's time to plant corn. Before we get into that, we're going to highlight USDA's monthly supply-demand report, which will come out on Friday, May 10th at 11 a.m. Central Time. Let's preview those trade estimates for that report. Now, there's a lot of numbers here on this chart, on this table, I beg your pardon, but you can see here as we've highlighted corn production, corn yield, as well as ending stocks. I'm going to boil it down. I think the most important thing is the ending stocks total. That's going to give us an update, of course, the old crop ending stocks, as well as our first official USDA look at 2024 and 25. I'd remind you that we are going to have a live YouTube update 10:55 a.m. Friday with the ATI Pro Media team. Let's switch gears now back to corn planting progress. Let's take a look at nationwide progress. Now we're at 36% done with the wet weather we saw last week. That's actually slightly below now the 39% average, and it's actually below last year now at 42%. Now, if we look at the history here, what we're looking at here, again, that slope of that line, if you will, was slowed from the rapid pace we'd seen throughout April. Now, we look at highlighting here the next 2 weeks from May 5th to the 19th. Approximately 32% of the U.S. corn crop on average is planted over that time period. So by May 19th, usually on average around 70% of the corn is planted. Of course, this year that's going to be highly contingent on the weather over the next 2 weeks. Speaking of the weather, let's take a look at the short-term trends. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. Let's start out this week looking at the last 14 days as a measure of topsoil moisture. Now you can see there's a lot of green on this map here, and this does not even include the additional rain that was seen on Tuesday, May 7th. So quite a bit of rain has slowed progress. Now let's look over the short-term forecast. We're looking here through Thursday of this week. Most of the heaviest rain, up to a ½ inch, is going to be in that eastern corn belt. We're looking at places like Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania. Move forward then to Friday through Monday, lighter amounts, maybe a ½ inch scattered throughout the Midwest here. Then let's look ahead to Sunday through next Tuesday. That's the 12th, beg your pardon, the 12th through the 14th. Most of that rain is going to be out in hard red wheat country out in the plains. So short term here, at least to the end of the weekend here, most of the rain is going to be across the heart of the corn belt into Sunday. Let's now take a look at total precip over the next 2 weeks. Now total precip over the next 2 weeks here you can see is close to normal for most of the corn belt, with the exception being the northern areas and eastern areas, which would be slightly wet. Let's switch gears now and focus on South America. Let's look at where that corn is produced in Brazil. Again, the main state here in Brazil is Mato Grosso, but several other key states, Goiás, Minas Gerais, Paraná, and Mato Grosso do Sul, that we'll be watching. Now we're looking at the progress here. We've highlighted here that we're filling grain. The equivalent roughly would be August here in the Midwest, when that corn is setting kernel depth and establishing some test weight. Now we're looking at a slide here from T-Storm Weather. Everything above that purple line, very little rain to no rain over the next 2 weeks. So not the ideal finish to the growing season for Brazil's safrinha corn. And quantifying that over the next 2 weeks, you can see a lot of dark red on this chart here, on this map for Brazil. Very little rain to extremely dry through the 3rd week of May. Let's wrap things up now looking at trends in December corn. The December corn's had a modest rebound here. It's trading just under $5 a bushel, about $4.90 a bushel. We strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to continue to manage price movement. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. Remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an upload. And remember, on Friday, May 10th, we're going to have a live update starting at 10:55 a.m. Central Time from our ATI Pro Media team. And they'll be with you through the release of the report at 11. And then we'll have a deep dive, if you will, panel discussion at 1:30 p.m. Central Time on Friday. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.